What's going on, guys? It is me again, Country Boy. See if we can turn this thing around. No, it does not want to turn around. I guess we're going to do it like this. So, the whole thing is this. The whole reason for this video, let's go ahead and get our navigation back going. All right. The whole thing is listening to the news. And I've seen different things when it comes to over the last couple of months, and it's always let's blame the orange guy. Let's Mr. Orange. That's what we're gonna call him in this video, Mr. Orange. For those of you that don't know, we are talking about the President of the United States, Mr. Trump, Donald J. Trump. But I want to talk about how, and I want some of you guys to comment on this. I'm gonna try to do the best I can to read these comments and different things like that. Like I said, the video did not rotate for some reason. I don't know what I did wrong, but we'll get it done. We'll hold it right. But they have blamed Donald Trump for just about everything. I mean, you've got Joe Biden that has blamed him for all the economic. What's up, Sean? How you doing? About all the economic problems that we've had. Now let's forget all about the 3 years that we had before the pandemic hit. Miraculously, right after he was found not guilty or acquitted of the impeachment. Isn't that kind of weird? But that's a whole nother show. But that the whole, the quote unquote recession that we're in is all because of him. Had nothing to do with the fact that the country was locked down for God knows how long. States are still locked down. New York is pretty much empty because everybody left. California is suffering, but that's all Trump's fault. Okay? The weirdest thing that I have seen and heard here lately is Joe Biden has said that the reason for all the hurricanes this year that's hit the East Coast, whether it be the Gulf Coast or the East Coast, that all the reasons for the hurricanes and the wildfires on the West Coast is because of Trump. Now, I know, and I have a feeling, and I think a lot of you guys will agree with me as well, the President of the United States, no matter who he is or she, eventually there will be a she, has a lot of power. But I ain't seen one doggone time where a president can turn on a hurricane or turn off a hurricane or a tornado. Or, his ass wasn't out there starting the wildfires, was he, Tank? No. See, this is my boy Tank. Tank is my 5-month-old shepherd. He's been riding with me. I told you guys about him earlier. But, what about all those wildfires that happened up in Tennessee about a year or two ago? President Trump did you know that he was out there starting them fires? Did you know that? Now those two guys that they end up finding that did it, that really wasn't him. That was President Trump that did it. So my question to you guys is this, and like I said, I'm gonna do the best I can to read the comments. Safety first, of course. But my question is for this man, so great, whether you like him or you don't, is the hatred for this man so great that you're going to blame the freaking wildfires and the hurricanes on it? I mean, come on now. What's up, Dewan? How you doing? Booney, how you doing? I'm gonna ask you guys. I mean, come on. Is it that great that you hate this guy so much? You don't have to like what he does. You don't have to like what he says. But let me ask you this: did the man start the fires? Did the man make the hurricanes? No. you know, hey, I don't know what account that is, but hey, it is. Yeah, the beard's getting longer. Poor management. Yeah, I mean, I really see it. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, they could have put out those wildfires a long time ago. All they had to do was go into Pelosi's uh, ice cream collection that she was talking about, or maybe when everybody else was shut down and they were saying that Trump was a xenophobe and that he was a racist and all this other stuff, but yet Pelosi's walking through Chinatown. You know, maybe they could have got some of them people from Chinatown, or maybe all that ice cream that she had in her freezer, and put out them wildfires. Now, I didn't see what Dewan said, and I apologize for missing it. But the, here's the problem that you have. All right, you can say that it's one thing to say that it's Trump's fault. It's another thing to say that it happened under Trump's watch. Okay, it's another thing to say that it's under Trump's watch. Now let's go back to the Obama-Biden time, H1N1. Now it was approximately, if my memory serves me right, and I have gotten a little gray-headed since then times, and I have slept. But if I remember correctly, it was about 4 to 6 months during the H1N1, or before they did any kind of closing down transport, bringing anything in. What's up, Sonny? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming. But yet, January 23rd, January 23rd, if I remember correctly, Trump said, you know what, we're going to ban a travel ban on anybody coming in from China. Okay? Biden, if you go back and you look at his tweets, because, David Allen Coe wannabe, uh, the CEO of Twitter, you know how he don't mind, Biden doing what he needs to do, but God forbid the New York Post post anything about Hunter. But anyway, we talked about that already. They're going to say that he's a xenophobe and a racist and everything like that. How is it that he's a racist? Because he does a travel ban on China because coronavirus, COVID-19, the Kung flu, whatever you want to call it, originated from China. They allow Twitter and some of these reports to say that I believe it was China that came out and said that it was actually the United States military that was responsible for the COVID-19 outbreak. But yet they're going to blame Mr. Orange, for this. That he didn't act quick enough. But yet, when he did act January 23rd, if I remember correct, phobe and a racist for closing it down. Well, you know what, Dewan? That is true. That is true. Normally, I'm going to tell you a little funny thing. You know how with farts, they normally say the one that smelt it dealt it. As old saying, the first one to smell it is normally the one that did it, and they're just trying to, I can't believe you did that. I can't tell you how many times I've blamed one of my farts on the wife. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. You're right. You know, so many people, and we're going to get more into this as you know. We're not tonight's going to be, this video is going to be the last one for tonight, as far as I know, and but we're definitely going to dive more into it. But my question to you is this: those of you that are in here, and a majority of you live here in the States, but I would like to hear, and for those of you that are friends on my Facebook, I don't go on Facebook but maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. But I posted a video there the other day of a gentleman, I wish I knew his name, from the Parliament over in England, Britain, whatever you want to call it. And I may be incorrect. And please, I know, Sonny, you're from over in that area, so maybe if you can correct me if you're still here. But he said, and and I can say, I'm trying to merge lanes, guys. Sorry. They say, we're actually doing more damage to the emotional and psychiatric state of Americans and to anyone in the world by having these lockdowns. Okay? By having these lockdowns, telling people that they can't leave the house. There's reports and video evidence that even in China, they were locking people in their apartments, in their homes. They were locking them in their homes so that they couldn't get out and possibly spread this disease, this viral disease, bacterial disease, whatever you want to call it. I think it's viral. But we're doing more damage to the psyche by having people locked down. Do I like wearing my mask? No, I hate wearing my mask, especially with my I don't care anymore beard going on. I hate wearing it. Every time I do something, it comes up into my eyes, and always pulling it down and everything. But you know what? That's protecting other people, and that's protecting me too. It is what it is. I'm okay with it. I spent many years in the medical field. I'm used to wearing masks and gloves and all this other stuff. So I'm okay with that. Do I like it? No. But to sit here and blame, to sit here and blame Trump for the economic issues that have occurred due to the lockdown. You've got all these governors that are shutting down their states. They closed restaurants, they closed bars, people wasn't allowed to leave. And then, don't even get me on the idiots that were burning down the places in their peaceful protests. No wonder the economy went down. But why are we blaming Mr. Orange on that? Why are we blaming him? He tried to do what everybody said to do. Do a lockdown. Wear a mask, do this, do that. He came on there every day. I watched every day they did a coronavirus task force for the longest time. My question to you, the audience, is this. How can we blame a man who is trying to get our economy back up? Before the coronavirus, record low unemployment all across the board. Black, blue, green, yellow, it didn't matter what color you was, it was record low unemployment. Record high stocks. And you can sit here and you can say, what does the Dow Jones have to do with middle class America. Well, guess what? Where do you think all your 401ks come from? Where do you think a lot of all this stuff is? They're all invested in the top 10. A lot of that, if the Dow and everything's going up, most of the time everything goes up. Now here's where I'm gonna go back. For those of you that are tuning in, that are old subscribers from when I talked about crypto, what's the normal rule? If Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up. In most cases. So by having the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones and everybody going up, everything's going up. I know people that have when all this stuff started going. I've got a couple of friends that were invested heavily in a company called Zoom. Now, a lot of people really didn't know what Zoom was before COVID. Everybody knows what Zoom is now. And I had a couple of friends, man, I wish I had some stock in it. But I had a couple of friends that was really invested in that, and they made a crap ton of money. I was privileged enough, for those of you that know me, when I went and got my little part-time job, because I had gotten bored and was trying to take care of some stuff, the manager of the place that I was at, general manager, her family was like high up. I can't remember if the aunt, it was an aunt or something like that, was like the CEO or somebody really, really high up in Zoom, right? But, you know, that's what I don't understand. And that's where, once again, going back to the last video, where people are not educated in the fact of knowing what's going on. And you go in here and you watch the CNNs, the MSNBCs, the you know, all these fake deep state media that's telling you that this has to do with you, and how, you know, and that Mr. Orange is only worried about the rich. But once again, where do you think your 401ks are at? Where do you think your retirements are at? It's all invested in those big tech companies. Not big tech as in Google and Facebook. That's another subject, right? But in those big companies. But I want to know from you guys, how on God's green earth can you blame a man for forest fires, tornadoes, or where I come from, we call them tornadoes, and hurricanes? How can you blame a man? If you listen to this, I know there's not many of you in here, and I'm okay with that right now. But tell me, how can you blame a man for that? How can you say that he's done that? Because it happened during his watch? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. When I was on fire watch in the military, there was stuff that would happen. That don't mean it was my fault. You know, little Johnny over there went to the bathroom and he got caught doing something in the bathroom he wasn't supposed to be doing. It wasn't my fault. It happened on my watch. You get what I'm saying? Okay, we've had more hurricanes. They're saying we've had more hurricanes this year in the Gulf of Mexico and on the East Coast than we've had in 100 years. And it's all because of climate change, because Trump pulled out of the Paris deal and pulled out of a couple other things. Now, that was just, what, a year or two ago? Did he piss off Mother Nature that bad that she had to turn around and just try to wipe everybody out? Nope. Was he sitting up on at the North Pole drinking bourbon with Santa Claus and left the kerosene much and melted. Explain to me the reason why uh, the hurricanes are coming, the wildfires are coming, the tornadoes are coming. You know why we got to why the locust every 17 years. It just happened to come out this year. You know that's all his fault too. The last only thing we need is for it to start raining damn bullfrogs and rivers turning to blood. And that'd be his fault too. But I question you. How can you sit and blame Mr. Orange for all that? Whether you're Republican or Democrat, whether you're conservative, whether you're liberal, whatever, can you honestly say that it's his fault? That the one decision of pulling out of that Paris deal is the reason why all this stuff happened in less than 5 years. Well, my question to you is this: If it was if it was in that dire need, it took less than 4 years for it to go from absolutely perfect and manageable to hell on earth, then we wasn't too far from it in the first place. You know? You know what? And I agree with you, Boone. I agree with you. It all goes back to the last video when we're talking about use propaganda, using the media to your benefit to give misinformation out to get someone to look at things the way that you look. Okay? Like I was saying before when we was talking about racism. Explain to me why every time you see something about Black Lives Matter and everything like that, most of the doggone people carrying signs or talking to the cameras or anything like that are, millennial white people. Ain't not a single one of them been black one day. I ain't never been black one day. How can I sit here and educate anybody on Black Lives Matter when I've never been black? You know, but yet, I'm white privileged. I got all this white privilege in here, but yet I question stuff. Now, we made a comment when we first started this video of about convenience, and I'm not going. I'm gonna try not to get too much into this. A lot of it really depends on how you guys comment, if you comment. But for the past 3 years, not only have they blamed Mr. Orange for everything, but they've also accused him of multiple things. But yet every time, there's not been sufficient evidence to find him guilty of anything that he's been accused of. Okay? Oh, that's cool. First it was Russia, Russia, Russia. Then it was Ukraine. Then it was impeachment. Then it was this, and then it was that. Now it's wildfires and COVID and hurricanes. But my question is this: Do you think, Mira? That's what's happening. Yeah. What's up, Guns? How you doing, buddy? Long time no see. My question is this: conspiracy theory time. Isn't it pretty convenient? Isn't it pretty convenient that right about the time that Mr. Orange got acquitted in his impeachment, that COVID hit? Right? Isn't it kind of convenient? Isn't it kind of convenient that for the first 3 years of his presidency, it was conspiracy, Russia, everything like that. Let's do everything we can to make this man look bad, stop him at whatever he's doing. The House of Representatives is, the House of Representatives, the ones, Nancy Pelosi, Miss Ice Cream Queen. We'll call her Frozen, you know. Yeah, man. The Frozen Queen. She talks about the Heroes Act, and she talks about how it's the president's fault, Mr. Orange's fault, why we haven't gotten another stimulus check. Have you guys looked at what's in that bill? What does helping the American people have anything to do with giving money to illegal aliens? What does helping the American people that can't work due to the restrictions that the governors and the state and these scientists that 3 out of 5 can't agree with, said that we got to shut everything down. What the hell does bailing out millions of dollars to these large companies, how is that helping the middle class? How is that helping the middle class worker, the sole proprietors? Those people that during all these peaceful protests that they burnt down their businesses. How is that bill helping them besides giving them $1,200 for free? We want to, the whole point. We've been talking for years about how the dollar has been going down to just about nothing. The GDP just came out and it's up 33%. For the first time in a long time, the GDP is actually, doing very well. The dollar is up, and we want to bitch. We want to complain. It's all Mr. Orange's fault. But like I was saying, they acquitted him on the impeachment, but yet Princess Ice Cream, you'll always be impeached. You'll always be impeached. Okay. Heard an argument one time, let's say I get in trouble, I get indicted on something. Okay? I get indicted. Now hopefully you guys are educated enough to know what indicted means. That means that at that moment they feel there's enough evidence to charge you with a crime, and then you go to trial. That doesn't mean you're guilty. That doesn't mean that you did it. That doesn't mean that you won't win that court battle. That just means that at that moment they feel like they've got enough evidence to charge you with a suspicion of a crime. That's all impeachment is. When the House of Representatives, come on guys, did y'all not watch that BS that they did? You cannot say that was not a partisan deal. And then they want to complain when it was a partisan deal to acquit him. The whole point, if you read the Constitution, once again, constitutional conservative. It is the job of the House to gather evidence and impeach someone, and the job of the Senate to do the trial. It's not the job of the Senate to do the House's job. But we're going to blame Mr. Orange for that. Okay? I want to know from you guys how you feel, or maybe how people that you know feel. Why is it so easy to blame Mr. Orange for stuff? When did, as Americans, as people, as whether you're Americans or whether you're from Europe or Africa or Australia or whatever, when did it become acceptable for you to not take responsibility for your own actions? In order to grow as a person, you have to understand consequences, repercussions. You have to understand truth and lies. And you have to understand good and evil. That's being a responsible human. You know, we're real quick in a lot of religions, we're told, and y'all know I'm not a very religious person, but I do study a lot of it, a lot of different cultures, that we're given free will. Free will. If we're given so much free will, why are we allowing others to think for us? Why are we so easily acceptable, or should I say, so easily to accept what someone tells us that they feel is the truth, and we just blindly do what we're told? That's a question you got to ask yourself. But anyway, this is part 3 of the driving with Country Boy. We're going to blame Mr. Orange for all this driving I got to do. He should have made Texas closer to doggone North Carolina and North Carolina closer to Alaska. It's all Mr. Orange's fault. Rearrange all the states. Maybe if Biden's in after they get done packing the courts and getting rid of all of our gas and fossil fuels, that they'll maybe realign the states, make it easier for me to travel on my hoverboard. But I'm gonna let y'all go for the night. I don't think I got the comments fixed yet. As soon as I get to a computer, I will. But guys, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you don't enjoy the content, give it a thumbs down. It's the only way that I can get better at bringing you content. But I'm going to say it once, I'll say it again for a while. Please only make comments based on the content at hand. Okay? Don't bring up what happened in 2001. Don't bring up what happened in 1947. Talk about this video and the opinions and things that were spoke about in this video, please. If you want to go off on something else and some other tangents, then your comments and stuff will just be deleted. And I don't want to be deleting people. I want everybody to enjoy this. I love seeing you guys in here. I've seen more old friends this time. The last 2 or 3 videos I made, I've seen tons of old friends. A lot of smart people in here. I don't know if Sonny is still here. If you're into crypto, Sonny runs a good program uh, over there on his stuff. Make sure to check him out. I got something about he started a new something new, so make sure to go check that out if you're into cryptocurrency and stuff, guys. If you're wanting to blame somebody for something, blame yourself. You know, I've said it before. It, and I'm back on this things. I know Sonny's gonna probably end up making another video of me just saying but you got to make choices for yourself. No one's holding a gun up to your head to press play. Nobody's putting a gun to your head to hit enter. Apparently, they only put a gun to your head if you're a 5-year-old riding your bike in your driveway to get back at the white privileged people for George Floyd when a 5-year-old don't even have anything to do. What's up, Mike? How you doing? But anyway, we're not going to get into that because I'll start getting ticked off about that again. But I don't want to do that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you very much. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure to get out and vote. Make sure to read your Constitution. Make sure that whether you're in the United States or not, read whatever your country has. Whether it be a Constitution, whether it be some type of a Bill of Rights or, Parliament documents or however your country does it. Make sure that you educate yourself on that so that you can make your own informed decisions. I'm an American. I'm going to trust in what the Constitution says, and I'm going to back that up no matter what. And I'm going to defend that. Took an oath a long time ago. I will defend my country from foreign and domestic. Domestic's a strong word. But I will defend it. Even if it's just, I'm not in the military anymore, even if it's just me being on here making videos, trying to get you guys to think. But y'all have a wonderful night. I'll talk to you guys later.